So, let's talk creature features for a second, people. And I want y'all out there, to the reviewers, listeners, lovers, supporters out there, I want y'all to think of the best creature feature that y'all have ever seen and tell me in your mind right now, why is it Deep Rising? Why is Deep Rising the best creature? But no, like in all seriousness, Deep Rising definitely is one of my favorite creature features of all time. It's not the best. I'm pretty sure there's another one out there that I'm forgetting. But when I think of creature features, me personally, I don't think of the ones where, it's a straightforward shark movie or crocodile or whatever. Even though Octolus from Deep Rising is considered like a mutated sea monster octopus type of thing, I think that shit really exists. But let's think of like mutations out there or something of the kind. So Deep Rising, that's one I always think of. Leviathan is another one that I always think of. I think Aquaticus, Homo Aquaticus is the name of that shit that was in Leviathan. That is a nasty, almost body horror creature feature film, man. If y'all haven't seen Leviathan, check it out, man. Peter Weller's in there, Ernie Hudson. I think Meg Foster is in there at some point in time, man. Meg Foster, here's a little fun fact for y'all. Let me get sidetracked for a second. Back when I saw Masters of the Universe as a kid, I used to think Meg Foster was Kirstie Alley. Yes, it's true. Rest in peace, shout out to Kirstie Alley, by the way. But Leviathan's on the list of creature features. The Relic is an underrated one. I believe once upon a time I did Intox commentary for The Relic. Y'all can dig through the wreckage and check that out if y'all want. That was a good time. I just wish we spent more time with the creature, Cthulhu, on screen. But one of the creature features that I feel like does not get talked about enough, and maybe rightfully so, because this movie, it's no surprise, people. This movie was a box office bomb. It's not one of the most favored Stephen King adaptations, live action adaptations. But I think in a lot of ways, more ways than one, and we'll get to it as the commentary goes along. I think this movie's pretty fucking underrated, man. But again, it's one of those movies where we don't see enough or spend time enough with this creature, with this mutation, whatever the fuck this thing is. But this one here, man, Graveyard Shift. 1990, smack dead when the 90s started, man. Now I think at the time, we had a bunch of Stephen King adaptations, man. I'm not talking about the miniseries. We had The Shining, we had Carrie, we had a whole bunch of Stephen King adaptations, but this may have jumped off the Stephen King adaptations where they were like, okay, let's get crazy. Let's not play it as safe as the Stephen King, properties we have been getting in the 80s and the 70s or so. Let's go crazy. Let's go creature feature. Let's go crazy cats. And in this case, crazy bats. Bat rat. We gonna call this motherfucker brat, for the sake of argument, because this is definitely a bat rat hybrid. I don't know if it's just a rat with wings, but all the little rats in the textile mill gravitate towards this thing like it's its mother. I don't know the gender of this creature. Maybe it's gender neutral. I don't know, people, but we just gonna call him Brat for now, Bratsy. But Graveyard Shift, man, it's a movie that I feel like this movie falls in line with movies like My Bloody Valentine, where you get this working class group of characters, you get this working class small town, you get a very specific, distinctive look to the factory, to the workers, just to the setting in general. I feel like it's underappreciated, man. I feel like it's a very unique concept, but I just feel like this movie falls a little short in certain areas, and it does fall a little short as far as the runtime goes. This is always something that's bothered me about this movie. As much as I enjoy it, it just seems short. It seems very abrupt, and we don't get to really flesh out these characters the way that I would like them to. I've never read this novel. I do understand that there is a lot of shit. Now, obviously, they can't fit everything from the novel into the live action adaptation. That's a given. And always, I'm a firm believer that the book is always better than the movie. In all my experiences, every time I've went back and read the book after seeing the movie, it's always better. But this is something, as much as I like it, and I know a lot of people hate that I say this, it's due for a remake. It is, man. It's due for an upgrade. Creature features, I feel like it's not a dying subgenre, but there's way more bad ones than good ones. It's like the shark subgenre, man. You see 1,000 shitty shark movies, but it's not so often where you get something like The Shallows or Bait or even The Meg. The Meg is more of a blockbuster campy type of film, but it is one of the more solid shark movies out there, but you get tons of fucking shitty ones. Now, as far as the creature features, there's tons of bad ones. Asylum, straight to sci-fi movies and straight to streaming bullshit. But I feel like if you pump the type of money that Andy Muschietti's It Chapter 1 and Chapter 2 had into a Graveyard Shift, but just pull back on the CG, because I feel like it could be done. I feel like all of this could be done practically in a remake. Then you would have something that's worthwhile, man. It would make people want to go back and watch this movie and maybe try to appreciate the shit that they tried to pull off, or so on and so forth. But nonetheless, man, Ralph Singleton, I don't know what this director went on to do next, but let's find out here, man. It looks like he was more of a he's only directed 2 movies. He did 2 episodes of Cagney and Lacey back in the day, and he did Graveyard Shift, but he seems to be more of a production manager. Let me see what he was second unit or assistant director on. Let's see. A lot of TV shows. Death Wish, Taxi Driver, The Sentinel. Yeah, he's more okay. He's got producing credits to his name too. He's got producing credit, co-producer on Harlem Nights. Wow, executive producer on Another 48 Hours. He also produced Graveyard Shift. He was producer on Pet Sematary 2, co-producer on Clear and Present Danger, Last Man Standing, Murder at 1600, executive producer on Supernova, executive producer on Joanna Man. Damn, this dude. Now, I don't know. Maybe that played a part into why he was unable to give a much stronger adaptation on screen. I'm not sure, because you do have that case a lot of times where people, their much stronger hat is executive producer, assistant director, but when they put the big boy draws on and get behind that camera, it's a different story, and it's a whole different product that comes out in its entirety. So I don't know what it was. Maybe it was studio involvement. I have no idea. I won't know until I go on like IMDb or some shit after the episode's over. I didn't really take the time out to, I completely lost my fucking train of thought here, people. But, this cast, let's look at this cast here, man. There's one person in particular three, in particular here that are just really amazing, man. One that doesn't really get enough to do in this movie, but you got David Andrews in here, Kelly Wolf, Andrew Devoff. Early Andrew Devoff, man. What a great character, method actor. He's amazing. He does not get enough to do as Danson in this movie. Stephen Mock is he's like the thespian. He's like the Shakespearean actor on set. Everything he reads, every line that he delivers sounds like he's reading from Shakespeare's own personal novel or something like that. Vic Polizos is in here. Jimmy Woodard, who, creepy ass Myron from the Players Club, if nobody knows who Jimmy Woodard is. He also popped up in the 5 Heartbeats, if I'm not mistaken, at some point. And Brad motherfucking Dourif, people, as the Exterminator. He is the most he's the most underrated character in here. He's got a monologue in here that I swear it is inspired by Quint's monologue in the original Jaws movie, because it just goes on and on and on, and he's talking about these big ass Viet Cong rats and shit. But we'll cross that bridge when we get there, people. We're almost 9 minutes into this intro, and I'm rambling because the coffee is definitely doing its job today. But people, this is streaming on Prime theatrical version. I've never heard of another version, so I doubt that it's out there, but y'all know what to do if y'all find another one, deleted scenes or whatever. But it is streaming on Prime, people, in case y'all are tuning in, and y'all know if y'all are tuning in, y'all are the true To The Reviews MVPs. So let's get another one in the can for spooky season, people. Graveyard Shift commentary. I will hit the play button in 3, 2, 1. Lord, please don't let my shit start buffering. I'm just putting it out there now. Whoa. All right. I guess that was him answering me at the Paramount logo. Two seconds into this movie, and it reminds me that I would never want to work in a factory like this. A mill, a factory. Shout out to all the workers out there that are built for it. I'm not one of those folk. Andrew Devoff, man. Let me just say this about him, so I don't have to keep repeating it throughout the commentary like I always do. He got such a rotten deal in the Wishmaster series, because that first movie, so original, such a love letter to horror fans out there, so much good casting and cameos in that bitch. He came back for Wishmaster 2. That shit went straight to DVD. Funny enough, Wishmaster 2, same director as Nightmare on Elm Street 2. Um, I'm not gonna say how that explains a lot nowadays, but and then Wishmaster 3, they just recasted them like nothing ever happened. Shot 3 and 4 back to back, and they're terrible. Like they make part 2 look amazing, but Wishmaster 3 and 4, Andrew Devoe, like he deserved much better as the character Jin. And they did the same shit that they did, they did. I don't know what type of word I was trying to pronounce just now, but they did the same shit that they did with Pumpkinhead 3 and 4, Return of the Living Dead 4 and 5. Let's shoot them back to back and release them in the same year. No. Ugh. Tetanus, bruh. I don't even think that peroxide or whatever he got will even do the fucking job like that. Look at that place.
Hello, Doris.
Dust, disease, and death everywhere.
Want to do me a favor? Help me load the next order? You're no lady, Doris. Far from it.
Yeah, let's wipe up the rat piss with the same hand that I just injured myself. Oh God. He doesn't care. He doesn't give a fuck. And it's creepy, like how the rats are just like gathered up like that. Like their formation is on point right now. And he's looking like, what the fuck is going on? And the rats are probably just like, yeah, we're just waiting on mama. Little fun fact, these rats were trained by Willard.
Good morning, boys and girls. Did we all remember to bring our homework assignments today? We didn't? Well, we know what happens to little boys and girls who don't do their homework.
You could tell he was a disgruntled teacher in a past life. It's a big ass rat, man. And listen, people, you never want rats. You don't want mice, any rodents of the kind where you're going to be at, unless you're into that kind of thing. I know somebody that had a pet rat, one of my old coworkers, and I actually picked it up. But getting rid of the rats like this is just fucked up. Like just dropping them into that machine like that.
Okay, class is over. Did you hear me? Class is over. Okay.
Rats is like, oh, you done fucked up now.
Surprise, surprise. I knew you're there, Warwick. You know something? You just saved me a trip to your office. I may be desperate for work, but I'm not desperate enough to...
What a klutz. How do you explain that to his family if he had any? Like, yeah, he fell in a machine and we've only got his foot left. Like, you can keep the foot. Don't even cremate the foot, but you can't even, it's not even an accident where you could send him home in pieces. It's just all bad. Larry Sugar? I guess. I love that title card. How it just starts bleeding like that. It's very 90s. This 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 opening is more along the lines of something that belongs in a Pet Cemetery movie. Like I remember as a kid seeing this for the first time. I don't know if we had it on VHS or if it was on cable, a basic cable. But I remember thinking that the graveyard was definitely going to have something to do with it, like creatures were going to come out of the cemetery or something like that. I don't know. But I think just like I said, man, setting alone, concept alone, this could definitely work. A remake of this could most certainly work. I don't know if y'all heard that. That was my alarm. So my apologies, people. There's also, I mean, so I've heard, there's a lot that's explained in the book as far as Warwick feeding people to that creature in the basement. And there's a line where Nardello, his girlfriend, she says something to him. She's like, you can't put me down there. You can't put anybody down there. I know things. And it goes nowhere. Like there's a lot of look, I enjoy this movie for what it is, but there are a lot of fucking plot holes here. And I feel like they should have did a much better job of I don't know, letting the writer include things from the novel that tied certain things together, or letting the director direct. I really don't know what it was with this movie, but it is there's a lot of vague shit in here. And it's not one of those cases where the unexplained is it makes it more mysterious. No, I this is one of those movies where while I like it, I need answers type of thing. Brad Dourif, ladies and gentlemen. Brad Dourif, like what? Let me ask y'all. Other than Chucky, other than Charles Lee Ray, because that's the go-to for the majority. What is everybody's favorite Brad Dourif role in any movie? Doesn't have to be horror. It could be One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest, whatever. Because I think he was great in that movie too. That was one of his earlier films. But for me personally, I can't say this because you don't get to spend enough time with him on screen. Um, I would say, and arguably, it is definitely worthy for an award nomination or something. His performance in The Exorcist 3 might be by far the scariest and best role that he's in outside of Charles Lee Ray. I did love him in both the Rob Zombie Halloween movies as Sheriff Brackett. He was a better Sheriff Brackett and more effective and hands-on than Charles Cyphers was.
Damn! Whoa! Adios, motherfuckers!
He's so fierce, man. Brad Dourif is so he's so passionate about every fucking role he's in. It could be a B movie, doesn't matter. Listen, I love Brad Dourif's character in Critters 4. Spoiler alert, he does get killed off at some point. Not by the Kreitz critters, but I think he gets like a laser gun to the stomach or chest or something like that.
One more pair of boots, you're gonna have to open a boot shop.
Boot shop. But yeah, his character in Critters 4, like he's great. Brad Dourif's one of those people who can do no wrong on screen for me, even in a bad movie.
Lazy man. Let's make us a baby doggy style.
Whoa. That was pretty straightforward.
They found him in pieces. The rats, the little cannibals were all over. It's really unbelievable.
What you got in the bag, pal?
Jesus, man. You know, that these are the three guys, you know, the three fucking stooges who just can't let somebody live. Like this small town shit, I love it. Like you got the assholes, you got the workers, you got the townspeople in this diner, you got the jobs, you know, the rooms for rent and all of the jobs on the bulletin board. I love it.
Maybe a Girl Scout. You wrong, Girl Scout.
You gotta see with her hiring for the new meal. She is one too.
Bachman Textile has opened the restored mill.
Bachman Mill, Bachman is named after Stephen King's Richard Bachman is Stephen King's pseudonym that he writes under. Which I think is genius. Cause you know, it's like he's got that thing where he can say, well, Stephen King didn't write that, Richard Bachman did. I love that. I want to eventually do that. Maybe publish a book one day under the pseudonym, but there's a fly in that coffee. But yeah, Bachman Mill is named after the pseudonym.
God, this is bad. Extreme safety hazard. Exterminator's working round the clock. He's tired. Needs more time.
There's already been one accident. This place has to be cleared before another worker steps foot in this death trap.
He spoke too soon.
July 4th holiday. I'll organize a cleanup. I'll hold on to this till then.
Love how he just slipped the $200 in there for this guy, and the guy's like, all right. I'm about to blow all of this at Magic City
To be
tonight.
honest, I don't think you'll find a crew that would work it. Not down here.
Yeah, look at that fucking basement,
We'll
man.
see.
I wouldn't listen. Like he said, I'm not setting foot in that death trap at all because if I get fucked up, I couldn't even sue for workman's comp because I'm not gonna survive it. That shit is ready to cave in. Brogan's such an asshole, man. Vic Polizzo's character, he's just is there a movie where he isn't a fucking asshole?
Come shower with me. Save
This will work out just fine.
You gotta love how Warwick's just got a fucking punching bag in his office.
Morning.
Which kind of starts to make sense towards the end of the movie because him and Hall here, they get into a fight
Coffee?
and Warwick puts those paws on him.
No thanks, I'll pass today.
Yeah. Me too. Can't be more than an instant enema by now.
Yeah, why would you say that? And I've got coffee right next to me.
You here by car or by ton?
My Greyhound.
So you got a real problem staying put. Lots of movement over the past 5 years. Starts down in Florida. Comes all the way up the map. Are you on the run, friend?
I'm here for a fresh start.
College boy. No, that's not the problem.
And with all due respect, what is?
Fair enough. Putting it plainly, Mr. Hall, you're a drifter. And I get no guarantees with a drifter.
You get no guarantees with any man. There's only instinct.
You spent some time at Munson Textile.
This is what I mean by I wish there was more
Ever
time
run a
to
pickup?
spend
You know how?
And you also know it's a
fleshing these
one-man
characters out
operation.
because this little
Depend
back and
on that
forth
machine.
with Warwick and Hall, it carries on for the rest of the movie. Because Warwick's got his work cut out for him with Hall. Like, Hall is one guy who's not going to put up with his shit. And he's going to do it in the most subtle way possible.
You're still interested.
Sounds fair to start.
All right, then. That's it.
Now I don't know if the actor playing Hall here was he was like a Kevin Costner stand-in or some shit, but that's kind of what I'm getting, like a early.
The graveyard shift.
I mean, can you get around? Like, can you? Is there any way you can't say graveyard shift in a movie Graveyard Shift? I don't know. I don't feel like we should have did it. Ugh.
Spring. Fucker. Mike.
Yeah, those aren't mice. Warwick's car, man. It's one thing about Stephen King, man. He's always got an interesting car too in his movies. Not in all his movies, but I'm automatically thinking of shit like Christine. Sometimes They Come Back is probably the best. Like, I know everybody loves Christine, but Sometimes They Come Back is probably the most identifiable car in a Stephen King movie for me. I love that fucking car. Oh, see, no. I'm quitting the same night that I'm quitting on the night of the same day that I got hired. Y'all know what the fuck I'm trying to say. I ain't gonna be there. Rats coming out of the, and then, I don't know, maybe it's my pride. Maybe it's because I overthink any and everything. I'm not picking cotton in no fucking textile mill. My ancestors did not fight and die for me to go in a fucking textile mill and have history repeat itself. Give me a job upstairs. Now, I know he's not literally picking cotton, but he has to pick that shit out of the sack in order to put it into the machine. Look at the size of that fucking rat, man. He's so used to killing. Brad Dourif's so used to killing rats that he forgot that shit was still attached to his hand. I'm not shaking that fucking hand. And I don't know. Some people could consider that to be cheesy. Not the rat thing, but the fact that Hall, he's a crack shot with a slingshot and cans. It's going to play into a big plot point later on at the end of the movie.
I got no choice. Yellow pages, thick.
But I can understand why some people wouldn't like it, because it's like, oh, okay, that's his thing, huh?
I'm telling you, this place is infested.
That might be the understatement of the year.
Schmuck you work for don't want to hear that. Afraid of what it's going to cost the mill. Thinks a little tracking poison will do the trick. I've been dealing with these things for more than 20 years, and we ain't talking about no candy-ass field mice. These sons of bitches piss on tracking poison. Piss on it to warn their little fucker friends. Take it from me. There's only one way to deal with their kind. On their own terms. Yeah. First met up back in Con-Tien myself. Biggest puppies. And they had no fear. Not a death, nothing. Like a Kong. And I ain't one of them burning baby flashback fuck-ups you see Bruce Dern playing, so quit your grinning. Anyways. Conditions being what they were back then, we had a choice. We shared land. We shared our food with the fuckers, and they turn around stabbing us in the back by going to work for the VC. That's right. Because the VC would reward them with a hot meal. Now, do you have any idea what a VC rat eats?
Chicken.
Try raw American whole mayo. Thank you.
I'm sorry. I know it's like a country type of thing. Maybe I'm mistaken. I don't want to judge here, but I don't know where it originated from. But I hate when motherfuckers spit inside of those tin cans like that. It's usually like a chewing tobacco type of thing, but it's disgusting.
Stake one of our boys to the ground, through his hands, through his feet. Stake him like Jesus. And then they'd make the cut just above the abdomen. Now, this wasn't a fatal cut.
Look at that single tear coming down Brad Dourif's eye, man. Like, he is...
Then they get a rat. A real hungry rat. One that hadn't been feeding for about a week. And they put it on the wound. And they stick its nose down inside. And if the damn thing wasn't starving enough, they'd cover it with a flaming rice ball. And let me tell you, that gray, black son of a bitch would have nowhere else to go but inside. And he'd start to tunnel his way through, looking to put an end to that loud sound. Like the human artichoke. So warm, so juicy.
I'd have been like, you don't get out much, do you?
So, maybe I'm a little prejudiced.
Hall is just like, okay.
Anybody call break? No lie.
But honestly, had that scene would have carried on for a couple more minutes, I wouldn't change my mind about it. Brad Dourif's great.
Got yourself a shift. Scrubbing the latrines.
All right, you telling scary stories, sir?
Downstairs, humiliating the college boy by now.
Bravo, Emerson! Bravo! Now we can get you that audition on Star Search.
Star Search. Jesus, do y'all remember that show? That's old school, man. Whoa.
Got commitments to a New York sales office due on Wednesday. Are we on schedule?
Yes, Mr. Warwick.
Don't be all soft-spoken now. Warwick should have walked up to him like, you've got a bald spot there. It's time to let go of the rest. Oh God, here he's about to be creepy and hit on this girl. I cannot remember this girl's name.
Why are you tonight, Donna?
She kind of looks like what's her name? Annabella Squarth. The actress. She kind of looks like she could be like the younger sister of the actress who played Claire Bartel in The Hand That Rocks the Cradle.
Why?
Imogen.
Ew. Oh, they all sweaty and shit.
Well, you look tired.
And she also kind of looks like she could be like a younger sister like Marissa Tomei or something like that. Oh God, what do y'all think that water in the water fountain tastes like? That shit probably tastes like rat.
I'm talking about a promotion.
Rusted rat. He's like, I can't even hear myself talking right now, but I'm gonna keep doing it.
I got Stevenson down there now, stringing the lights. He's pissing and moaning about the heat. And it's gonna get hotter.
I can handle it. It's double pay. So back off, man.
Why don't you mind
Man,
Christ?
like that was like the insult to this. She said that shit like she was calling him a bad name.
I'm gonna see you down in the basement.
Sexual harassment scattered all throughout this movie, huh? Jesus. Looks like Stevenson is in a fucking haunted house, man. Does like come on, man. I'm not one of those people that listen. I like to get my hands dirty. I do, man. I like manual labor. I like doing things. That is why I don't think I've ever been fit for like not necessarily an office job. I think that'd be fine to have an office one day, but cubicle work, just sitting there. I'm already claustrophobic as is. But this shit, this is manual labor next level. And it was 1990. I bet you they were getting paid some bullshit back then. But maybe it was a lot of money back then. But you look back at it now, and it's just like, Jesus, ain't no way. With fucking rats on the ladder? Nah, man, hell no. Oh, I love how that wing just peeks out like that. Whew, he's inside of the fucking... He's like, well, this wasn't here before. What the hell is this? Okay, now, that should have been the opening kill. I can deal with that. Because we see the wing. We see a little bit of that claw sticking into his leg. He can't breathe while he's being murdered and eaten and shit. I could deal with that because I feel like if you would have opened with that, people would have been like, oh shit, is this a big ass bat? Is it a dragon? You know, is this a Reign of Fire prequel or something? Obviously Reign of Fire wasn't out at that point. Reign of Fire, that's a movie that I've got on my list. I've never seen it. Johnny was telling me to watch that shit months ago and I never got around to it. Speaking of which, man, make sure y'all tune into RNZ Live tonight, 4 p.m., 7 p.m. Eastern. We're going to be doing another watch-along. People seem to enjoy that Freddy's Nightmares watch-along, so Johnny was like, yo, let's do a watch-along for this Halloween episode of Tales from the Dark Side, the original TV series. I said, bet. And then after we do the watch-along, we're going to do our top 5 Halloween movies to close it out. Not like Halloween Michael Myers, but Halloween, movies that we watch during spooky season. I think I'm going to tweak my list a little bit, but yeah, make sure y'all tune in later for that. And if you do miss the live stream at 4 p.m., 7 p.m., the episode will be up Sunday or so. We try to do it for the people.
Hey.
And while I was sitting there running my mouth, let me just say that Brogan would have got his ass whooped. He gave him a fucking dead rat on a plate. And you think that's funny? That's disgusting. Like certain hijinks and pranks, like it's what Randy be saying on American Idol, it's a no for me, dog. Sorry, dog.
Hi, sweetheart.
Don't want to be doing that in broad daylight.
Then let's do it in the dark.
Oh, wow.
Mr. Warwick?
Who wants to know?
Charlie Carmichael, I hear you're looking for a few good men.
Nah, you got the wrong movie, brother.
You. Come this way. I'll talk to you later about that there thing.
That there thing. That means he was either tired of that vagina or it was something special that just kept him frustrated. And she was frustrated too.
Those guys are assholes, man.
Every town has them.
That's depressing.
And this is something I want to know if they went into further in the book.
West Virginia?
These two characters, like, do they fuck at some point? Because you get this moment with them. She gives him a ride and all this other stuff, and then they're sweet on each other for the rest of the movie. That's fine, but
Very Norman Rockwell.
No, it's just Castle Rock.
I feel like if the creature is not in the forefront, then you've got to give me character development. I gotta want to care about these people. It's not that I don't like these characters. It's just I wish there was more to them.
Around. You're on the basement cleanup crew, no doubt.
Not that I know of.
Oh, you will be. I know Warwick, and I know Warwick. You're a prime candidate.
Well, thanks for the heads up.
Girl. Losing you through the night and all. We gotta do what we gotta do, right?
My wife's dead.
Oh, I'm sorry.
You knew that, lady. She's like, I'm sorry, your wife's dead. You looking for a new one? You know, women, y'all know what y'all be doing sometimes when y'all say that. It's like, I bet your wife wouldn't mind. I bet your girlfriend would like it. Somebody said that shit to me recently in regards to an event and was like, yeah, bring your girlfriend. It's like, what? This was a female that said this, by the way, and I was very confused. Like, women know when they're trying to be smart asses, is what I'm saying. She just didn't know that I almost called the boy Warwick. She didn't know that Hall's wife was dead.
Keep the lights as high up to the ceiling as possible.
And judging by how she responded, I don't think she gave a shit either.
What are back in here tomorrow? Mop this shit up.
Excuse me?
Welcome aboard.
Now Jimmy Woodard, what a poor soul, man. Good actor, but he was. Oh God, look at the creature's eye. It's all wet. Ugh. But Jimmy Woodard, man, he was doomed from the rip. You're the only black guy in a Stephen King creature feature. It's over. I feel like if we remake this movie, put R.J. Kyler in his role right there. I feel like he would do an amazing job. I don't think R.J. Kyler's done a horror movie, but he was in Scream season 3. I know a lot of people did not like that season. It's a guilty pleasure for me. I like it because it's basically my black version of Scream. You got R.J. Kyler, Keke Palmer, Biggie's son is in there. He can't really act, at least not in that.
Not to worry. The rats don't bite.
Mr. Warwick?
Yeah?
What did happen to the fellow that started this job?
What happened? It didn't work out.
Okay. Guess that's a neutral answer. What's she putting in her coffee? What's that? Jack Daniels? Jack Danny. Great drink, by the way. I haven't had it in a while. I know,
Use this type right away.
What is that?
Cleanup crew. Looks like you made the list, Nardello.
sounds like that was ADR. Oh, God, when she just destroys his car like, I am not cleaning this motherfucking basement. There's a lot of bad ADR in this movie, man. Like, the mouths don't even sync up. It makes it look like a foreign movie.
Where's Warwick?
Right there.
Warwick is like, not again.
How can you do this to me?
He's like, have you lost your motherfucking mind?
You can't put me down there. You can't put anybody down there. I know things.
What? What are you talking about?
Now, what's bothering me is the fact that now Hall does step in at some point, and good for him. But all these motherfuckers are sitting there watching.
What you're saying.
Hall's like, I dare you. I dare you. Go ahead and wind up. But all those, the women, you sometimes women come to other women's rescue, and good for them. But all those grown-ass men sitting out there watching Warwick do that shit to her, it's reflective of society today. Only in 1990 they didn't have fucking cell phones to pull out and put it on social media. Because that's exactly the type of shit that happens today, man. Like, people sit around, and I'm not saying I'm fucking, you know, everybody's hero and I'm gonna save everybody that's in danger. Nah, like, but certain things, like, it's just, it's a mess, people. I didn't mean to get on like a fucking political rant just now. Oh, man. Oh man, I forgot to even. I should have started the episode off with this, man. Rest in peace. Shout out goes to Richard Roundtree, man. Shaft fucking passed away, y'all. Like, we are. I hope it's not gonna be one of those stretches, man, going into 2024, man, where we just keep losing celebrity after celebrity. Now, death is inevitable. We know that, people. But goddamn, like, I think I speak for all the movie buffs out there, man. Like, we look at these celebrities, these stars, like superheroes. You know, these larger than life characters that they played that we sometimes forget, man. They're human. Their time is gonna come too. But Richard Roundtree was amazing, man. Icon, a man of the culture, like, almost makes me want to go back and tweak my February, my Black History Month list and put one of the Shaft movies on there, because I don't remember anything of the Shaft movies. I think I've seen some of the first one, but I haven't seen any of the other ones. I believe Richard Roundtree was also in Seven. I want to say he was. You know, of all the cans for him to pull out that drawer, you pull out a Diet Pepsi can. I'm not gonna lie, I had a Pepsi the other day. It had 0 sugar, and I enjoyed it. I was kind of hoping for the sugar, but you know. I'm not gonna lie, that's a flimsy ass slingshot for him to be putting in work like that. I think I had a slingshot when I was a kid. I do not remember what I did with it. Warwick's like, why would you do that?
Sorry, I thought you were a rat. You're not the first. Mr. Hall, I wanted to drop in and thank you.
Sorry about that situation.
Yellow. Tempers flare. It was big misunderstanding. You know it is. Anyway, as a show of gratitude, I want to offer you the chance to earn some extra cash.
Ta!
Next week, July 4th, holiday. Mill shut down. That means vacation week for most of our people, them's with union. Layoff week for the rest. But there is work available for a select few. We got that there cleanup thing going on down in the basement. Regular graveyard shift hours, and I'm hand-picking the crew.
Now, the chick said this was going to happen, but I feel like it was bullshit. I feel like he saw that Hall wasn't no bitch, and he wasn't going to, like I said, he wasn't going to put up with Warwick's BS. So he's like, listen, I got to put him on the basement crew and possibly get rid of this guy faster.
It's going to be a mess, no doubt about it. That bastard ain't been touched since Christ was a kid, but it's for double pay.
It's a long time.
Now, you tell me. If an educated guy like
that reminds me, I always think of how old was this creature? Like, was this thing full grown? Was it some King Kong shit where it was like we haven't even seen it full size? Like, they didn't explore much. Now, again, maybe the mystery works for some people. You know, oh my God, there's so many questions I've got, man. The movie's so mysterious. Maybe that works for some people. Maybe I just need to shut the fuck up and read the book. I feel like that's an option. Poor Carmichael's just sitting by himself. And you gotta love how the dude in the back is reading the book Ben. That was a nice little Easter egg, little rat Easter egg.
I bet he likes your style.
Wait a minute. He said he liked my style.
What's going on?
I guess we finally made Warwick's cleanup crew.
Oh, that was cool. You gotta love when people light matches with their fingers in movies. Always makes me think of Ed Harris in Creepshow.
Yeah.
Oh, look at that long. Oh, God. Listen, that's fucking disgusting. That long ass fucking hair in his, I don't know if that was soup or grits or slop. Oh, God, that's fucking disgusting. A hair? Listen, people. I went to this diner one time. I'm not going to say the name of it, but it was a diner, not necessarily in my neighborhood, but further up Germantown Ave. Went to this diner, a whole bunch of my friends, man. We went out and got some lunch, and I ordered fish and grits. It was a piece of plastic in my grits. I'm talking like plastic from, you know, like when you unwrap the silverware type thing. And it was no big deal, but they were so, like when I told the server, and I've worked in restaurants before. I've never worked front of the house, but like I get that things happen. But they were just like, oh my God, like the meal's free. Do you want something else? Oh, I'm so sorry. And I'm like, well, bro, it's plastic. I'm not making a big deal about it. I just wanted to bring it to y'all attention. You know, so somebody else, if it happens to somebody else, they might not be as calm as I am. But the plastic I can deal with. It was a mistake. But a fucking rat hair, I'm going to own that diner. We're going to call that shit Tudors. Cause no, I'm not pulling no. That's disgusting, man. That shit just made my stomach hurt. Like all this coffee that I'm drinking right now, like I'm ready to throw all that shit up. If I pull a rat hair out of my food,
I was saved by the Union and the fact that Warwick would come out looking like the basic shitheel that he is.
I'm telling you, I know I'm not letting this go, and I'm rambling on. I'm going to be on CNN.
On borrowed time, I guess.
Local man has a complete mental meltdown from finding a rat hair in his food. Be on every network. Can I tell y'all a secret right now, man? We'll just keep this between us and whoever the hell else stumbles upon this episode. Obviously, Nardello, Warwick's girlfriend here, I like her. Something about her, man. I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's this slight mean streak. I don't know if it's because she's spying around, playing doing her espionage shit right now. I like her, man. I don't know what it is, but if there's an actress to pull out of this movie, there's always one actress that you're gonna pull out of a horror film that's attractive to you. It's her. It's always been her. And I always felt bad that she, is about to meet her untimely doom right here. Recommend closure. Oh, she found the Department of Labor paperwork. Yeah, she was definitely on his ass. She said, you are not going to put fucking paws on me in front of everybody.
This'll teach you to fire me, you son of a bitch.
Her mouth's not even moving. Okay, that's just goddamn ridiculous. You're just too fucking clumsy. And the rats are like, oh, dinner time. Let's not waste any time. And they just start gnawing away at her. Like this was always a little creepy to me. Ugh. What do y'all think that creature's mouth smells like? Like old expired Campbell's soup. This was a cool scene. Like they're at least having some type of fun while they're working in that shithole. Let's go surfing down. Everybody running in. And there's a party with me.
Leave the ghetto blaster back in the ghetto.
Oh, I hate that fucking line. But Stephen King was always sprinkling like little racism in there nowadays. Not that I think Stephen King's racist, but I think there's a certain way he handles it in his films. But, you know, leave the ghetto blaster back in the ghetto.
Work areas listed over there, just like we talked about.
Like, why were radios called ghetto blasters?
Tried to keep it interesting.
And record players and phonograms weren't. You know what I mean?
Basically, need to have this basement workable state for next Thursday. And we got the chain hoist following night. Execute these others, you'll get through it without a snag.
And then what happens? Do we all, like, get a gold watch or something?
That wasn't funny.
Sure beats nailing them with soda pop.
This shit right here, this was the Brogan show, right here. This was Brogan just being extra, and nobody's really paying him any mind while he's just screaming at the top of his lungs. Even she looked back. She's like, "Oh, Brogan's doing it again." Now, see, this wouldn't have bothered me because I probably would have been the one with the headphones in, just tuning everybody the fuck out, and probably not even heard the creature right behind me, and I would have gotten eaten.
Warwick says to list everything.
50-year-old files are crap. List them as 50-year-old crap.
And then if I don't list them, I don't get paid, lady. Listen, I know you don't give a shit about your job, but I need that money.
Check this out. Come on, take a break.
The longer it takes, the longer we'll be down here doing it.
Look, man, it's the way he's throwing those chairs away, and then just the surroundings that they're in. I love cleaning people. It's very therapeutic for me, and I think I clean pretty damn well. Not to toot my own horn, but this shit is bothering me. How just run down this mill is, man. Fuck that. Again, that's one of those moments where I would have screamed like a bitch. Those rats were all on his arm. I'm telling you, my head. And what's crazy is I've held a rat before, man. Like I said, one of my old coworkers had a pet rat, and I held it. It didn't help that I was drunk as fuck, felt fearless. But the rat was cool. It was a little frantic. But a bunch of them and dirty ones, nah. I've been like, Brogan, could you keep it down?
Where you going at?
Oh, look at the creature's tail right there. You almost don't see it. And it slithers away. Ugh. Again, practical effects, man. Whether they show the creature or not, like I would love to see a I would love to see like a you know, the making of type of featurette for Graveyard Shift, just to see how they made that monster from scratch.
You goddamn ignoramus! You almost killed me. What the hell is your problem?
Ignoramus.
I ain't got a problem.
It's actually Brogan's name on his birth certificate.
You got a problem?
Now see, Brogan would have caught them hands. And Hall is the enforcer. He's like, all right, enough, man.
Look, guys.
But Brogan would have caught them hands because, like, he's just a big dumb bully.
The cleanup crew, not as exterminators. I need this money as bad as the next guy, but we are not damn exterminators.
What's your problem, boy?
You just keep Warwick's like, yo, what you bitching about now?
To clean the basement up.
We? You speaking for everybody?
This was one of those moments right here.
So.
He's looking around like, guys, like, remember we talked about this? Remember we put our hands in the middle, all for one, one for all? Go, pow. No? You on your own, brother. They need their jobs.
Just me and Mr. Warwick.
Mr. Warwick.
You best be punching out your time card. Permanently. Is that clear, boy?
Fuck up out of here, bruh. You thought you had some friends? Nah. Andrew Devolf, he grabbed the, you know, before Warwick even had a chance to fully get his thoughts out and fire him, Andrew Devolf's in the background already grabbing the radio for him on his way out the door. I do like that little moment right there. Brogan kind of looks at Danson and he's like, man, what are we doing here? And Danson's like, it's alright.
Control that sacker, please, Cleveland. Please.
Moxie, come on over here.
Moxie here is a real special breed. Rat terrier.
He ain't waste his puppy years down at the beach playing frisbee with Frankie and Annette.
Frankie and Annette.
Too busy training.
Almost makes me want to watch Back at the Beach, but I know I've said this before. The son, like Frankie and Annette ain't the problem. It's that the son, their son in Back at the Beach, I hate him. I don't like the son.
Got ourselves a little problem, you and me. Our sister mills along the river don't take too kindly having their backyards polluted by rats too. But our own Mr. Blackman has graciously agreed to keep your name out of any impending lawsuit. You are legally responsible. And it comes right down to
Ain't you a kick in the nuts? First off, I was called personally by Bachman and told to pump directly into the river because, just between you, me, and Moxie, he was too cheap to spring for the dumping charges himself.
Hope you got that in writing.
Fuck you.
No, Cleveland, fuck you. That could easily cost an exterminator's license. Again, no one's naming names.
God, Warwick is such a shit, man.
Idea what them things is nesting. Shouldn't take you more than a night.
Warwick's he's just getting rid of people, talking them into it, but getting rid of them nonetheless.
Okay, what is it you got me doing?
When's the last time you've been to a graveyard?
Jesus, man. This was the sequence that always threw me off because Brad Dourif, like, I'm not so sure about Moxie because we don't see what happens to him, thank God. But Brad Dourif doesn't even get killed by the creature.
Go on, Moxie, get him. Eat him for breakfast.
Yeah, because that's a smart idea to send that dog in there. Listen, maybe I'm going out on a limb here. Would y'all have watched this movie if it was just about Brad Dourif working, like if it took place over the course of one night? Brad Dourif working the graveyard shift, him and Moxie, just him going up against the monster. Do I dare say that would have made for a much better film?
Moxie. Moxie.
Woo! Shit.
Ain't no dog worth it either.
Right. And then it's just scraping his skull up against that wall like, oh. And the shit sinks into the ground. You never would have found him. Cleveland is gone, ladies and gentlemen. Now, this was a weird close-up on Warwick, because it's like, did he hear it? Did he know? Ew. She had to throw the rest of that shit away. She know that sandwich was dirty as hell. She probably found the sandwich on the floor and she picked it up because they've been in there for 7 hours. And she just threw it. He just lit a cigarette up just to throw the shit away.
Break's over. Back to work.
What are you, a Warwick impersonator?
I thought it would never end. Place still looks like shit. What are they looking to put down here?
Nightclub.
A nightclub?
Truth is, they're expanding for office space.
We'll have an office down
Hey, look at this.
No, sir. I'm a light.
What you got, kids? Trap door.
This is what fucked me up every time I watch this. Like I said, there's concepts here that are just wild. They're already in the basement. There's a trap door to another basement, and there's a basement underneath that basement.
Hey, boys. Come on over here.
Can't get it.
Brogan, give me a hand.
Shit.
Wow. One was down there.
Why you black? You're not even supposed to be saying that line.
You're not thinking about going down in there.
Me? No, sir. Johnny's on hoses tonight. Trust his judgment, him being a college boy and all.
See, trying to get rid of him.
On one condition. I'll need an extra body to help me carry the line.
Name your body.
You, Mr. Foreman.
Right.
Well, management should be represented in this little venture. Don't you think? In case there is buried treasure, I wouldn't want to be accused of filling my pockets.
There you go. Hall smart as shit, man.
Be right after you.
I'm going.
Dancing, come I go. Come on, get up. Brogan, you too.
And he, listen, that is probably one of the best moments for Hall. You know, I talk about these characters not being as developed as they could be, but that moment right there where he's like, you know, management should be in this venture with me. Like the way he broke that shit down is so slick, but it's so proper. You're not fucking sending me down here by myself. Look, it's fucking fog on the floor. It's a blanket of fog, like literally. Jesus, all of y'all are just clumsy as hell. Now, was that the step or her ankle? Nope, her ass would have went right back upstairs because you are dead weight at this point.
What the hell we got here? Vicom power source. Water power.
Looks like it hasn't worked in years.
Smells like stale piss down here. I say we turn around right now.
So much for your breeding ground, Hall.
You feel that? Does it hurt?
Does it hurt?
That's...
Nope.
Shit, Brogan. You're a regular bug light.
Oh no, don't do spiders. God bless Vic Polizos, man, for having a real spider crawl across his fucking face. Cause I'm not doing it. I'm sorry. Now whose hand was that? It's on now, people. It is on. A watery grave indeed. I love that shot of the creature just sliding into the water like that. This, I feel like they could have done a lot more with this sequence, man. Being as though the creature can be underwater too. We just get Brogan. He goes down, he comes up. He goes down, he comes up. And he dies. Now what the fuck did Warwick pull a knife out for? You're not going down there. Like, they didn't do anything with the death scene, man. It's like, well, he's all right.
He's dead. Brogan's dead.
He's like, you done made me break my flashlight. Give me your shit. Carmichael definitely freaked out for a second. I would too. Shit. Now, the stairs are broken. How do we get back to the surface? Now, this is when I feel like the book explains a hell of a lot more, because Warwick starts putting, you know, like paint, war paint over his face and shit. Like, he's ready. Like, it's almost like he's like, yeah, I knew this day would come.
Use these for weapons. Something our friend Hall doesn't got. And I'll deal with her. Her and Hall.
Fuck Hall, damn it. Forget about Hall and start thinking about whatever the hell is down here.
You found the opening.
Like, look at this shit.
You brought us down there.
Yeah.
Wouldn't be here if it weren't for him. So don't go telling me my business.
What?
You're going out of your mind, Warwick. You just stood there and watched Brogan die.
Danson's like, wait, did I?
Move. It's a dead end. Must be some other way out of here.
What the hell is up with that sexy saxophone? Now look. Her ankle was just fucked up, right? She just took off running and fell again. Oh my god, and they're swimming in bloody fucking water. This movie is trifling. It's just dirty. It's dirty. It's murky. It's unsanitary. Now, I feel like they could do so much with a remake and just add like to just how uncomfortable it is to see certain things in this movie. Like there's blood in the water and they just keep getting it in their eyes and in their mouth and just spitting shit out like it's regular. They're holding on to a fucking coffin to stay afloat. Like it's a lot going on. It's a lot.
Which way do we go? Slow.
You got there.
Water. Pretty loud.
Okay, and
You hear it?
Sounds like the river.
I knew it. I knew this is the way out.
It's your moment, Carmichael. You go first.
Go on. You're riding back.
you go first. You're the black one. But I love how Carmichael, like when he said you go first, he looked at him like, huh? Like I found it. That don't mean I want to explore it.
There's a hole here.
This is Warwick's thing though. He puts these motherfuckers on the front line to get killed.
I think we can break through.
Oh god.
Wet.
Carmichael, you know, him sticking his hand in a wet hole. I don't think that this is how he wanted it to end. Now his arm's gone. Well, his hand's gone, but he's still got his arm, but his hand's gone. They got the fuck up out of there. They did not waste any time leaving him, yo. He was only missing his hand. He could have survived. Now again, they didn't do anything with that scene. Like the majority of the fucking deaths, man. I don't know. I'm starting to look at this a little different. I'm not frustrated or anything. I still enjoy the movie for what it is, but I don't know. We'll talk about it when I get to the rating. Cause like all the deaths are off screen. Now this is when Danson loses it finally. This had to happen.
All right now.
We're gonna take this nice and slow.
Oh.
You wanna die?
No! I'm not going anywhere!
It was all fun and games when he was being a bully. Now he's like, that was great acting. That was probably Andrew Devo's best acting in the movie when he finally loses his mind. Finally had his breaking point. And it's good to see the characters who think they're badasses have that, you know, those types of moments. Nah, you ain't as tough as a textile mill that's fucking 3 floors down, 8 floors down, and a bat rat waiting for y'all. Did they really just do the fucking Wilhelm sample scream? Is it called the Wilhelm sample scream? I don't know. There's like 3 or 4 famous sample screams out there. That was definitely one of them, and I know that for a fact that was one of them because they play that shit at the end of the intro of I Real Monsters. I'm waiting for a live action version of that shit, man. Would y'all watch a live action version of I Real Monsters? They had these like these lifelike figurines of the main 3 in that show, and they looked fantastic, man. I don't know who. I wish I knew who did the models so I could give them credit for it. Fucking Warwick, man. Jesus, man. How far did Warwick think he was gonna get running like that, man? Floorboards are rotted, and he just fell basically in the feeding ground for that creature. This is just bones. But dancing, you don't even see. You just see him get dragged into the ground or into the floor. You don't see these deaths, man.
Make it.
I know.
And this is one of those things where I don't think less is more. Like, I wanted to see the creature put in work. Another reason I feel like they should definitely remake this, man. Listen, I know it's a more popular property, even with a fucked up franchise overall. But if Children of the Corn could get another remake, which actually wasn't terrible, man. I'm telling y'all, that the Children of the Corn remake, whatever, that came out this year, that got pushed back like 7 years ago, it wasn't the worst in the franchise. I was surprised. I did not hate it. But if Children of the Corn could get one, man, if fucking, Firestarter, I don't really remember that. That's definitely a matte painting right there.
Come on, let's go.
Jane.
That's her name.
Mr. Foreman. Come on, let's lift him up.
I would have left his ass right under them bones.
It's really bad.
Fast. Bleed. Hold on. Wait a second.
This when Warwick put his fucking kung fu skills on display. Damn. Gut shots. That was definitely, who the fuck was that? Bruce Willis? That stuntman was so obvious. There you go, Hall. Oh, Hall actually got the best of him in this fight. I thought Warwick was gonna be doing a lot more damage. Look at that shit. It's just bones everywhere, man. That's what I'm saying. How long has that creature been feeding under that mill? Nah, that's just petty. You threw a whole skeletal torso at me. Like, what's wrong with you? I hate these types of moments in movies where somebody's trying to pin a knife down on somebody and the other person's just like struggling to not get stabbed. Oh. Monsters like, break it up. Yeah, she out of there. He checked her heartbeat. She is definitely out of there. Poor girl. And then it's like, was Warwick in the did he have military training? Because his fighting style, and then he does this thing where I think he's about to tie his like the top of his jumpsuit around his waist, and he does like this army crawl on the ground type of thing. Like, what is his backstory? Yeah, exactly. I mean, he's doing his little army crawl, but it is short lived because old buddy. This one we finally get like a really good look at the creature, and we still kind of don't know what it is. Warwick's like, oh, you are a lot bigger than I remember.
We're going to hell.
Like, was there a backstory where Warwick was feeding this shit? Like, you know, like how Blue and Chris Pratt was in Jurassic World? Come on, you did not think that out at all. Now it's over. Probably, even though we don't get a lot of on-screen deaths, this is the most satisfying one. Oh my god, the way that thing is slicing in the side of his... Oh! Okay, I've got no complaints with that death right there. And Hall is looking like good boy. Well, girl, boy, whatever. I don't even know the... It's another thing in the book I gotta read. Gotta figure out if this was mother, if this was father. Yeah, you gotta get the fuck up out of there, Hall. It's time. You are the last man standing. It is time. There's that sexy saxophone again. Now, I would have been scared to do this, like climb up this rope like this, but if it was the only way out, absolutely. Absolutely. Doesn't look too bad, because he's got a lot of he can brace himself on those beams right there. He can put his legs on those beams. Now, I don't know if in the novel Hall dies. I do not think he survives in the novel. I'm not sure, but I know this third act moment right here, this little showdown, it does not pan out the same way in the book. Yeah, smoking all them damn cigarettes finally kicked in for him. I'm not stopping. Not till I get the fuck up out of that building. I would not have stopped right there. He think it's over, and the rats is like, yo, somebody's coming. Ugh. Okay, now I know this is a Stephen King adaptation. I know. And I know that this monster is not of this earth and all of that other shit. There's no fucking way that an empty soda can is going to have enough impact. I don't care how far back you stretch that slingshot. It's not going to have enough weight to it to hit that switch to start the machine. There's no way. As far as that thing would have had to go, Ain't no way. Ugh. It's disgusting. Now y'all just having a screaming match? The question is, who cleans all that shit up? Ugh. Yeah, Hall is his light. Like, I feel like he may not. You got to become an entrepreneur at this point. Like, he may not ever want to work another job ever again. Now hiring under new management. Did he own Bachman Mill at the end of it or something like that? I don't know why I thought we were going to get a stinger, but the ending's so abrupt. People, you know, I gotta say something about this movie here. This I'm watching this with a new pair of eyes. I do love this movie, but it's not until I got this commentary out to y'all that I realized that this movie has a lot wrong with it. There's a lot of plot holes, a lot wrong with it. That being said, I'll give this, for nostalgia's sake and the sake of some other things I'll get to, I'll give this a pretty cheesy, entertaining 6.5 out of 10. And I didn't think I was going to give it that low of a rating, but watching it now and being able to break shit down and point things out and get this content out to y'all, I'm noticing that this is definitely one of those cases, and it's not that the Stephen King movies are known for their great track record of live action adaptations. There are plenty of cheesy, terrible Stephen King adaptations. I think that, you know, for nostalgia's sake, we just gave it a pass because it said Stephen King's such and such, you know, in the title. But this one, the unexplained does not do it for me, man. The best thing about this movie is not the characters as a whole. It's the creature, the little bit of time that we spend with the creature. It's the look of the movie. It's the authenticity of the movie. It's like I said, the murkiness, the dirtiness, the working class aspect of it. The textile mill is a character in itself. You know, the mystery of the mill is something that's interesting, but we don't get enough time to explore it, man. I feel like this movie should have been much longer. Again, I don't know if it was budgetary constraints. I don't know if it was studio involvement. I don't know if it was the writer, the director. I don't know, but this movie is nowhere near the runtime that it should be. We don't get these characters fleshed out. It's debatable whether we see enough of the monster. For me, we don't. You know, a lot of the kills are off screen, so it's not really effective. But it's so many plot holes, man. You know, the backstory with Warwick, you know, the backstory with him and certain characters and the interactions that they have and certain lines of dialogue that they have, they don't explore a lot of this shit, man. And again, I'm going to say this again. I'm going to have to read this book because I need certain things explained. I doubt that when I read the book, I'm like, oh, well, that makes sense. No, because it should have been included in the movie. It should not have made, you know, the final cut if it wasn't going to make sense. They could have just took more liberties with it just to make their own type of movie, as opposed to including shit from the book that just doesn't tie into the other things, if that makes any sense. But another thing with these characters, you know, it's kind of like what I was talking about with Dawn of the Dead the other day. It's a lot of characters. A lot of characters that you don't get to flesh out. You don't get a lot of explanation as to who they are, what they're into, the friendships, you know, the beefs, whatever the case may be. Now, David Andrews is John Hall. He's not a bad protagonist. There's just not really much to him. Like, he's not memorable to the point where people can pull out a whole bunch of moments and shit like that. If you go back and tell somebody Graveyard Shift, you know, where the guy's got the slingshot with soda cans, that's what they remember. They don't really remember much else. If it's two standouts here that people definitely remember, is Warwick, because Stephen Mock's acting is really good. And speaking of acting is really good, Brad Dourif as the Exterminator, who we don't like I said, I think this movie, you know, now I'm watching it again with a new pair of eyes. I think this movie may have come out way different if you just had Brad Dourif and Moxie just working overnight, trying to survive this monster, trying to survive the graveyard shift, said film. But we didn't get that, you know, but you know, everything else that, like I said, the things that go for it are the monster, the surroundings, the authenticity, all that other shit. It's got some good to it, but I feel like this is a movie that is, as much as I like it, as much nostalgia as I've got with it, it's really no surprise that this movie was a bomb. But there are good things about it. I just feel like this is one that is definitely due for a fucking remake, man. You don't need to remake The Shining when it comes to Stephen King. You know, you can remake Carrie. I mean, they tried it twice. You can remake Sleepwalkers. You can remake maybe something even that's not as old, like The Night Flyer. But Graveyard Shift is one of those things that definitely deserves an upgrade as far as Stephen King adaptations go. But this is definitely, what did I give it? 6.5 out of 10. Yeah, I feel like I'm being very fair with that watching it. But I still got the same nostalgia to it. I still enjoy it. It's still good to make fun of. It's still good to, you know, spot new things about it. Like one of the new things I never noticed, and I've been watching this movie since I was a kid. I never noticed Warwick getting the side of his body slashed in half slowly but surely when he gets attacked or killed at the end. Never noticed that. I think everything else for the most part, unless it's some background stuff, I probably noticed. But yeah, man, I mean, you know, shout out to David Andrews and Andrew Devoff, Stephen Mock, Vic Polizos, Brad Dourif, Kelly Wolf, everybody that was in. Oh, and Jimmy Woodard, can't forget about him. And they did the black dude dirty in here. I mean, obviously that's what Stephen King does. You know, for God's sakes, he had one of the main characters in The Shining who was very important to the story, Dick Halloran, who doesn't even die in the book. Actually, that's no fault of Stephen King's, because I don't think Dick Halloran dies in the book, but they definitely killed his ass off in the original Shining movie. But we're not even going to get into that. Jimmy Woodard, he was doomed the moment he was hired at Bachman Mill. But big shout out to him too. Shout out to Ralph Singleton and John Esposito who wrote the script. And everybody else that was involved in the making of one of the most solid, underrated, still, you know, even though I gave it the rating I gave it, still underrated, to say the least, people. But y'all already know where to go, man. And if y'all don't, y'all can follow the podcast on Spotify, iTunes, Google Podcasts, Apple Podcasts, Overcast, Pocket Cast, Breaker, Radio Public, Podbean, and Podcast Addict. Shout out to Spotify for podcasters. Follow me on Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok for Mero Tudor. Shout out to the Facebook movie group, The Cinemaniacs. And last but certainly not least, never least, shout out to the Tudor reviewers, the listeners, the lovers, the supporters out there. Hope we all had a good time making fun of this shit and, you know, doing a little bit of complaining. I feel like well-deserved complaining at the things that could have been, should have been, would have been better in this movie. I've really got to go on. I think I'm going to do that after the fact. And I'm going to see what little tidbits IMDb has, like in the trivia section, to see, or even go online and figure out just what the fuck happened during the making of this movie, the writing of the script and post-production. I need to know why we didn't really get the creature feature we deserved, but we, you know, to say the least, got one that still, I think, deserves a little more love. Like, I don't hear people talk about this movie at all. So that's the reason I think it's underrated, because we give a lot of praise to a lot of shitty creature feature movies, man. And we get a lot, even the ones that don't get praise, we still get a plethora of shitty creature feature movies, man. So for this to be like a 90s practical, you know, actual factual one, and it doesn't have a bunch, I mean, you got the matte paintings at some point towards the end in the cave, but you know, you don't get all the, you know, the shitty CG overload, man. And I feel like if they do ever remake this, please keep it practical, man. Practical effects have not gone out of style. You know, don't do what they did with the Thing prequel. Make it practical and then layer the CG over top of it. I understand you need CG where need be. Everything they pulled off with the creature, it works for the most part, but you can do the same exact thing practically in a remake. You don't have to CG the creature and have the motherfucker actually utilizing the wings, flying all over the place, unless that's what they did in the book. I don't know, people, but, you know, spooky season continues on, man. Will I do another commentary today? Maybe. It's considerably early. Will I drop it today? No. This will be dropping today. Tomorrow, I'm not sure what we got in store. I'm definitely going off script with the, you know, with the last couple commentaries I did. Not Texas Chainsaw. God damn it. What was it? The Amityville Horror dropped on Monday. Yesterday dropped Dawn of the Dead remake, and today we did The Graveyard Shift. I almost did House on Haunted Hill, but I was like, nope, I don't want to just overwhelm everybody with a bunch of, you know, remakes for spooky season. And another reminder, people, 4 p.m., 7 p.m. Eastern time, y'all make sure y'all check out RNZ Live. Me and Johnny Zuko are doing a watch along for Tales from the Dark Side episode. I almost said Tales from the Dark. Is that a thing? I don't think it is, but Tales from the Dark Side episode, watch along, and then after that, we're going to be doing our excuse me, you know, our top 5 Halloween season movies to watch, man. So that's going to be interesting. Like I said, I gotta tweak my list a little bit. I have one more to go, maybe 1 or 2 more to go on my list, but I think I'm just going to do the whole thing over and just cram last minute. I don't know how that works for me, but it does, people. But y'all already know the love and support that y'all show me. I show it back to y'all tenfold and then some. So with that being said, people, yours truly, Romero Tudor. Another episode of Tudor Reviews in the can. I'll check y'all on the next one.